Under the sanctions imposed by the West, the development of many Chinese electric vehicle companies has faced major obstacles. However, these companies continue to seek alternatives. Recently, Thailand approved investments from Chinese battery suppliers, including Wanda, to build a battery superfactory for electric vehicles with an investment of $1.5 billion. This will be the largest cell-level battery production plant in Thailand. According to available information, the factory will specialize in the production of lithium-ion batteries, integrating production, research, and development, and will cover an area of around 75 hectares. Its annual production capacity is estimated at 50,000 batteries. This demonstrates that despite Western pressure on Chinese electric vehicles, China has intensified its efforts to consolidate the electric vehicle market in Southeast Asia. In today's video, we will explain the significance behind the construction of this mega battery factory in Thailand and China's plans to further penetrate the electric vehicle market in this region. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest in tech. Subscribe to Data Dollar now and never miss an update on the innovations that are shaping the future of business and technology. Join our community. According to current data, China has become the world's largest producer and exporter of electric vehicles, gaining favor among consumers in Europe, Asia, North America, and other regions. Globally, sales of new energy vehicles are expected to reach 18.23% in 2024. Of that figure, new energy vehicle sales in China are projected to reach 12.866 million units, representing a year-on-year growth of 35.5%. Thus, China's market share in the new energy vehicle sector rose from 65% in 2023 to 71% last year. This shows that many countries have a strong demand for Chinese new energy vehicles, reflecting strong confidence in China's manufacturing and technology. However, according to European experts, the number of pure electric vehicles worldwide will grow rapidly by 2040, with expectations that they will account for more than 60% of the global new vehicle market. At this growth rate, China is poised to become the global leader in the new energy sector. But will Western countries stand idly by as China advances? The answer is no. In the new energy vehicle sector, Europe and the United States have not ceased imposing sanctions and restrictions on Chinese companies in recent years. In 2024, the European Commission concluded an anti-subsidy investigation into Chinese electric vehicles, determining that China's electric vehicle value chain benefited from unfair subsidies and posed a threat to EU manufacturers. As a result, they decided to impose anti-subsidy tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles for a period of 5 years. Among the 3 Chinese automakers that participated in the EU sampling survey, Geely Automobile will face an anti-subsidy tariff of 18.8%. Other manufacturers who did not participate in the survey but cooperated with the EU investigation will face a tariff of 20.7%. Companies that did not cooperate at all will face even higher tariffs. Additionally, in June 2024, a presidential decision announced by Turkey revealed that the country decided to impose an additional 40% tariff on cars imported from China, with an additional minimum charge of $7,000 per car. The purpose of this tariff increase is to boost the share of locally manufactured vehicles and reduce the current account deficit. It's important to note that this is not the first time Turkey has imposed tariffs on Chinese cars. In 2023, Turkey already imposed an additional 40% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles, raising the tariff rate to 50%, representing a major crisis for several Chinese car companies. Of course, as China's longtime rival, the United States would not miss the chance to continue pressuring the country. In September 2024, the US announced that the tax rate on electric vehicles manufactured in China would increase to 100%, stating that starting in 2024, electric vehicles sold in the US cannot use battery materials sourced from China. The United States aims to limit China's position in the global new energy vehicle market. However, in the face of continuous Western pressure, many Chinese electric vehicle companies have begun seeking new alternatives. In July 2024, a Chinese electric vehicle company invested $2 billion in a new energy battery project in Malaysia. The project mainly focuses on the production of power and energy storage batteries and is scheduled to start production by the end of 2025. According to plans, the project's annual production capacity is expected to reach several thousand megawatt hours. At the same time, CATL, the world's largest battery cell manufacturer from China, announced a partnership with Indonesia and an investment of $1.2 billion to build a 15-gigawatt plant in West Java, Indonesia, expected to begin operations in 2027. The Indonesian government has been committed to using its massive nickel output to attract foreign investors into its electric vehicle industry and to promote its EV sector development. It is reported that this battery cell manufacturing plant will use the most advanced technology and equipment to ensure the high quality and efficiency of its products. Once completed, the plant is expected to significantly boost Indonesia's competitiveness in the global battery supply chain and create many local jobs. It can be seen that all these moves by China suggest it is prepared to use Southeast Asia as a channel to overcome Western market restrictions. Interestingly, in 2025, China reached another major agreement to invest $1.5 billion in building the largest battery cell production base in Thailand. What is happening? Thailand is the first Southeast Asian country to introduce a development policy for electric vehicles. According to Thailand's 330 policy, EV sales are expected to reach 225,000 units by 2025 and 725,000 units by 2030, representing 30% of total car production, with the final goal of achieving 100% electrification by 2035. To promote the development of the EV industry, the Thai government has introduced a series of tax incentives and financial subsidies. So far, Thailand has reduced the excise tax rate for pure electric vehicles from 8% to 2% and has granted subsidies ranging from 70,000 to 150,000 baht for EVs to attract investment. Additionally, in recent years, Thailand has introduced preferential policies to attract more battery manufacturers to invest and establish production bases in the country, offering corporate income tax exemptions, zero import tariffs on machinery and raw materials, and some financial support, alongside commitments to improve infrastructure and train high-level researchers in related fields. China's investment in building the largest battery cell production base in Thailand has benefited from these supportive government policies, making the project feasible. At the same time, it can effectively address the tariff barriers set up in Europe and the US. What will this battery superfactory be like? According to collected information, Chinese battery giants, including Wanda, held multiple discussions with Thailand about the new energy battery project throughout 2024. And it wasn't until March 2025 that the cooperation was officially announced. According to the plan, the project will build 2 modern factories in Kabur province to produce lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicle manufacturers. The entire project will cover multiple aspects such as manufacturing, research, and development. The total construction area will be nearly 1,200 acres, divided into 2 phases of construction. It is expected to be completed and operational within the same year. Together with the Kotai New Energy Battery Project cooperation, it is anticipated to create more than 4,000 local jobs, including more than 900 engineers and researchers. Once completed, the factory is expected to have an annual production capacity of 50,000 batteries and will become Thailand's first large-scale power battery production base. So, what are the benefits for China in building a huge battery superfactory in Thailand? Prior to this, the Thai government had already granted 8 years of corporate income tax exemptions, zero tariffs on machinery imports, and other policies that enabled batteries produced by Chinese EV factories in Thailand to reduce total costs by 25% compared to those produced domestically in China. Furthermore, Thailand is located at the heart of the ASEAN region and enjoys a large volume of import and export trade among regional countries. In 2023, Thailand's total import and export volume reached $500 billion. The Kotai Battery Project can help China's new energy products expand toward Thailand's neighboring countries. Moreover, in recent years, European and American countries have been trying to weaken China's influence in the global new energy industry. As an ASEAN member, Thailand has signed several free trade agreements, such as the ASEAN Comprehensive Investment Agreement, the Thailand-Australia Free Trade Agreement, and the Thailand-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement. These agreements can help Chinese battery products circumvent anti-dumping policies from European and American countries, further expanding market reach. It is also worth noting that in 2024, Thailand discovered more than 14.8 million tons of lithium reserves, most of which are located in the southern province of Phang Nga. This discovery means Thailand will become the third largest lithium reserve holder in the world, behind only Bolivia and Argentina. As Thailand gradually becomes a production base for Chinese electric vehicle companies, once the battery superfactory is completed, it will save 25% of production costs and significantly increase Chinese companies' profits. These profits can be reinvested into building more factories in Thailand, further expanding China's market share in Southeast Asia. In addition to bolstering China's presence in Southeast Asia, the construction of the mega battery plant in Thailand marks a significant shift in global supply chain dynamics. By localizing production closer to emerging markets, Chinese companies can not only circumvent trade barriers, but also respond more flexibly to market demand. This strategic move enables faster delivery times, reduced transportation costs, and improved customer service, giving Chinese manufacturers a strong competitive advantage over their Western counterparts. Moreover, Thailand's ambition to become a regional hub for electric vehicle manufacturing aligns perfectly with China's broader Belt and Road Initiative goals. Strengthening infrastructure, building industrial ecosystems, and integrating supply chains across Asia helps secure China's long-term influence in the global economy. In this context, the battery plant is not just an industrial investment, it is a stepping stone for greater economic integration between China and ASEAN countries. At the same time, Western countries are ramping up efforts to build their own battery and EV production capacities, but face challenges such as higher production costs, stricter environmental regulations, and shortages of critical raw materials. In contrast, China's forward-looking investments in countries like Thailand and Indonesia allow it to secure access to resources like lithium and nickel, ensuring a stable supply of key materials for decades to come. Ultimately, the success of China's strategy in Southeast Asia could reshape the future of the global electric vehicle market. As Chinese companies deepen their cooperation with local governments and industries, they are setting the foundation for a new era in which Southeast Asia becomes a critical center for the global transition to clean energy transportation. If you enjoyed the video and would like to continue learning about technology and markets, subscribe to Data Dollar and leave a like. See you next time.